Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Family in the Mix. It's your girl Mika. So this vlog is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking to you guys about my depression and how it has been affecting me. And a lot of it has came from my previous relationship, which was my first marriage, my first and my only marriage. I was with my ex-husband for 12 years. We were married for about 6 or 7 of those 12 years. I think it was 6 of those 12 years. Or 5. It was like 5 or 6, one of those 12 years. And he took a lot of time from me. A lot of time. There was a lot of cheating. There was a lot of emotional yeah. He broke me down as a person, and before I got into a relationship with him, I was just like this calm, very I was always a shy person until I like got to know people. I was really like off in the corner. I still am that type of person. But then before him, I really didn't like stand out and like speak my mind. Like, I don't give up. Like, I really wasn't that type of person. Unless you really took me there. Now, I speak my mind regardless if you take me there or not. And when it came to being in a relationship, I was like one of those people that served her man. That was like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, holidays, like birthdays, the whole nine. Like, I was setting up little like notes on the walls and hanging like little notes to like lead you to where you should be, your shower. Like, I would do all kinds of like little romantic stuff like that. I washed his clothes. He didn't have to wash his clothes, but he was horrible about that. Like, you could tell he was a no good ass man. Because I remember one time I had asked him if he could help me fold his clothes, and he told me no. And I was so mad. Like, I was so mad. I also remember one day we had a dog he wanted, and he wasn't working. He always had this thing of saying, because like, he was a convicted felon. But when you think of a convicted felon, you think of like some hardcore, like, oh my God, he did something bad. No. His father was in the military, and they lived on the military base, and he got caught with a gun or a couple of guns and got in trouble. It wasn't no drugs or nothing like that. It was just he got caught on a military base, and that's how he became a felon. He ain't do nothing like all crazy. So it wasn't like he was just this type of person. But anyways, it wasn't like he was he was a little thug, but not like going to jail type of thug. But he would always use that as an excuse of why it was so hard for him to get a job. So I always kept a job. I held the house down. I bought a car, kept gas in it, kept the repairs up, paid the bills. I did all of that. And he did nothing. And I hate myself to this day for allowing myself to stay in a situation for that long. For 12 years, I stayed in a situation that I knew was not good for me. It was my first marriage, and you know, when you get married, I don't know if you guys was told this, but I have always was told that you just don't give up so quickly on your marriage. I was always told that you fight until you have no more fight. And then once you have no more fight, then it's time for you to leave. And I know y'all may be like, damn, that fight was a long time. Yes, it was. Because I knew what type of man he could be. Now, where I messed up is thinking that he would change for me, thinking that I could change him for the better when he didn't want to change. He didn't want to change for me. And I messed up by thinking if I continue to stay, one day he's going to be that man that I know he could be. And it wasn't right. He was the worst of the worst. He was bad. When we split, we had tried to get back together, like try to reconcile before we really, really called it quits. And he was just a liar. Like my eyes had never been that wide open to see the type of, stop, baby, to see the type of person that he really was until then. And when my eyes was wide open, I was so hurt. Because I'm like, I have always been the best woman to him, the best person to him, the best friend to him, the best anything to him. I have always been so good to him, so good and so true to him. And all the years, stop, Raya, all the years that I had been with him, I never cheated on him. Never. When I realized that something was wrong with our relationship was when I started to look at men differently. And that was about watch out. Get down. Because you're going to hit your sister in her face and then mommy's going to be mad. Take that down there. But, I started to look at men different. And it was like the last year of our relationship. I started to look at men like, oh, he fine. Like, I started to look at men like that. And bullshit you not, I had never, in a relationship with my ex-husband, I had never looked at a man and was like, ooh, he fine. Like, because I only had eyes for him. And I was like, oh my God. Like, what the fuck? That's how I thought. Like, I never, like, looked at a man like that. And there would be men that would try to, like, talk to me and stuff like that. And I'd be like, I'm married. Like, ew. But he was doing me so wrong. I can't understand in my heart now why I was like that. Just so like, oh, I got a man, I'm married, like, and never like stepped out. Y'all, when I tell y'all, when we finally split and I seen some things that I did not see, this girl, our whole entire marriage, this girl called herself his sister. No, baby. This girl called him, they called each other sister and brother. When we finally split, and we're still like talking and stuff, but we split, and I moved back home. This is right before we went back. I moved back home, probably about a month or so before I moved back home. I needed him to get his things out of my place. So, and he wasn't picking up the phone for me. He wasn't returning my phone calls, my text messages, or nothing. Because I feel like that was his way of trying to like still stick his way in there. And so I hit her up and was like, yo, tell your brother that he needs to come and get his shit from my house. Because he's a fucking liar. And I just like was saying all this stuff. This girl comes at me sideways. So sideways. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Because me and her have always been like super cool. Why I find out that after me and him split, she tells him, why haven't you never gave me a chance? But that's your sister. Why would your sister be coming at you talking about that ain't never been your sister? I don't know what the type of shit you guys had going on, but that was never your sister. You're a liar. And then I find out that they ended up doing the do together. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was so hurt. I was so hurt because I'm like, this girl played in my face the whole 12 years we've been in this relationship. This girl played in my mother face the whole time when she actually wanted to be with you on the low. And then for the fact that you know, baby, you're not sitting on my feet. Mommy's legs hurt. Sorry, baby, but no. When you, like, for a real person that says that a person is their brother or their sister, no, baby, stop. Is their brother or sister, and that they're true to that, they're not going to end up sleeping with their sister because him and his wife are no longer, separated. He's not going to go sleep with his so-called sister. So I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I know all the stuff that he's done to me. By then, I shouldn't have been hurt, but I was, because I'm just like, how much more bullshit? No, give it to me. I'm like, how much more can this man do to me? Yay. So, I remember I had, what was it? I can't remember the exact time. But I had went on his Facebook page, and he had this girl that we would always get into it with when we first got together. The way that they was talking just showed me that when he would go over to her house, it wasn't just going over to her house as his sister. She was supposed to be a GD. And so they were like brother, sister within the gang. Whatever that's supposed to be. But I don't believe that it was just that. After reading how they were talking to each other on Facebook, I don't believe it was just that. And that was the beginning of our relationship. And to see that at the end of our marriage relationship was just like, Like, he acted as if I was, like, I lost my mind. Like, that girl is just my friend or just my sister. Like, ain't nothing, blah, blah. He act like I was crazy for thinking something different. When I see, now that I see, it's like, but he did me. There's so many stories of my my marriage, and some of you guys might be like, "Oh, she must still have feelings." No, I don't have feelings. But when I tell you, those 12 years of my life, it has affected me at this time. And I say that because people say, like, you can't hold on to what happened to you in the past. Like, you have to move forward and you can't dwell on the woulda, coulda, shouldas and stuff like that. But y'all, when I tell y'all, and I feel myself getting like a little emotional, but when I tell y'all that this man took all those years from me, like he took all those years from me, and I was so unhappy. I was so unhappy. Ew, right? I was so unhappy. And I wanted to try to make it work. I tried my hardest to fight for my marriage, but I couldn't anymore. My bad. I had to take a call. Johnny was calling to FaceTime the girls and see how we doing. But I couldn't fight no more. I couldn't fight for my marriage no more. Leave it alone, Ava. Stop. I couldn't fight for my marriage anymore. I was mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. I went through so much. I went through weight gain, weight loss. I went through hair loss. I was losing my hair. Like, I went through so much in that relationship. And the reason of me even mentioning that relationship is because I find myself as of today, as of right now, as of what, we broke up in the ending of 2017. It's 2025. We stayed in contact in 2000, a little bit at the beginning of 2018. Towards the middle of 2018, we stopped talking. As of now, I find myself hurt that I spent all my 20s with this man, and some of my 30s with this man. I don't know how to shake it. I don't know how to shake being so sad that I gave this man the best years of my life. You live life in your 20s. You make like your future decisions in your late 20s, and then you live your future in your 30s. And I did not and was not able to live my life until after I got out of my marriage. And I couldn't have children with him because he had erectile dysfunction. So I was unable to have children with him. So I started motherhood late. Sorry, y'all. Johnny called again. But I think that played a role in why I never got pregnant. And I'm not going to explain the whole thing of how we tried to get pregnant. You can just imagine what you have to try to do when a person has ED to get pregnant. Also, I think that's another reason why I thought something was wrong with me, of why I wasn't getting pregnant. But in all actuality, it wasn't because of me. It was because of him. Because I have 2 babies and I had them with no help. So, yeah. Also, people might say, like, why are you, watch out, baby. People might say, like, why are you worried about an old relationship when you're in a relationship? Watch out, Ava. This girl. Watch out. I just find myself beating myself up because I stayed for so long, and the things that you do in your 20s and your 30s, as far as accomplishing all your goals in your 20s, living out your future in your 30s, and preparing yourself for your in your 40s, preparing yourself for your 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and stuff like that. I find myself sprinting to get it done because I was not able to do any of the things that I'm doing now in my 20s and half of my 30s. The other half of my 30s, I was getting myself back to me. After I left my ex-husband, I was finding myself. And I'm still trying to find myself because after you have kids, and especially when you're a stay-at-home mom, you kind of lose yourself. So I'm finding myself again. And normally you do that in your 30s or your late 20s when you have children. And I'm 40 with 2 babies. So I just get sad a lot because I'm just like, I hope that I do everything in time. In time, I hope that I can accomplish all of my goals because I'm starting late, y'all. Like, I'm starting late. And it's just like a lot of days, like sometimes it gets me so emotional because I'm just like, I don't understand how a person I don't understand how a person could treat a person that way. Like, I don't understand how a person can hurt someone that is so good to them. Like, I don't understand that. And like, have no remorse. Like, don't give up that they hurt you. Like, I know there are people out in the world like that, but I'm like one of those people that don't go around hurting people. So I'm just like I don't understand. And then you leave all this trauma, and now I'm fighting through the trauma that you put me through. Like, it's hard. Like, depression is real, man. And when you're in a relationship that's toxic and full of drama and like, Drama and trauma. Like, that shit will fuck with your mental, man. And it does, y'all. It really messes with my mental. Because I just be so sad that I lost all those years with a no good ass man. And I be like, I wish I could rewind it. But then I think I don't want to rewind it because then I wouldn't have my children. I may have a daughter named Naraya or another daughter named Ava, but I won't have these girls. So I gotta figure out a way to get over that hump and eliminate the I wish I would have left sooner. And stop thinking about that so much. Because, y'all, I really, truly think about my future. Like, I just want to make sure that whenever my time does come, I want my girls to be set for life. That's all I want. I want my girls to be set for life. I don't want them to have to worry about anything when I'm gone. And it's unfortunate to even think about that, but you got to think like real. Like, what are they going to have when I leave? And I don't know. It's like before I had kids, I used to just be like, you know, when I go, I go. I'll be with my mama. And now, don't do that, baby. And now I'm just like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave because I want to see my babies. Like, you think about things more when you have children. It's so crazy. But y'all, yeah. That's all. I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about me, in depth about me, and some of my depression that I go through. And yeah, that's it. That's all. So I'm gonna end this video here because it's probably lengthy. But I love you guys, and thank you guys for following our journeys and continuing to follow our journeys. And if you guys have not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you like the video on your way out, and make sure you turn on your post notifications so you guys be notified every time we drop another video. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.